morning Flash Tube. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Stitchy Gemma. This is a channel all about cross stitch. Sorry I'm a little bit late with my video again. I meant to come on last Saturday and do a video, but I had my COVID vaccine last Friday, my first dose, and it totally wiped me out. On Saturday I did not feel well at all, so I was in no mood to come on and film a Flash Tube. So I've waited till my next day off, which is Thursday. I thought, got all my stuff out, quite a bit to show you actually. I've dug out a few older WIPs that I've not shown you before, so yeah, it's good. My arm is still aching a little bit from my vaccine, but apart from that, I'm so thankful that I've been able to get it. I'm not sure why I was eligible so soon when they've still got over 50s to do in the UK, but I wasn't going to turn it down. So yeah, so let's get into it. So I've no finishes. Well, I do have a start and a finish, a staff, but I can't show it because it is a present for someone and I'm not sure if they watch my channel, so I'm not going to take the risk and show you all. But hopefully when it is gifted and the person's had it, I will show a picture. I do have a new start. I started the Peruvian cat cell last Saturday. I had to wait until the late afternoon because I was just too tired to do it in the morning. So this is patterned by Peruvian Flair, also known as Anna. She's a lovely lady, follow her on Instagram and she has a Flash Tube. So this is Cat's Reflection Sampler. And Michelle Bendy and a couple of other Flash Tubers decided to start a sale with this, and I thought, cats, yes, I'm in. So I started that. I'm doing it on an 18 count Ada from Claire Brown StephXstitch. It's like a pinky purple. That's where I am at. The colour of the fabric's showing up pretty nicely on there actually. So I decided rather than do it all in one colour, I've gone for a few different ones. So I'm doing this in Classic Colourworks. So the border is in, oh hang on, let me find my floss. Here we are. Oh well. Right, so I'm doing, the border is in Anti-D. Then the smaller cat that's done already is in Autumn Spice. And then I did the big cat in the middle in Bandana. And then I will do the other little cat that's sat down in Bejeweled. So I wanted it to be quite colourful, because whenever I think of South America I think of brightly coloured art and clothes and all sorts. So yes, so I'm doing it 1/1 in Classic Colourworks. Love the Classic Colourworks so far. The variegation, it's very subtle, you probably can't pick it up on the video, but they are lovely colours and they're really nice to stitch with. So I will be continuing my collection of those. So that is where we're up to with that. Quite a quick stitch. I could probably get that done in about a week if I put my mind to it. Probably won't, but hey. So that is that. With my cheap rings, key ringy things I bought off Amazon. I did look at some really pretty thread keeps and stuff, but they were about like £8 for one, and I thought, I can't justify spending that, as pretty as they are. So I just went on Amazon and I got 5 of these rings. I think they were a £5, so they'll do for other projects. I am liking having my thread on like that though. I've only really had it in bags before now. So yeah, so that is Peruvian cats, my new start. So let's get into the WIPs. There's quite a few WIPs. I don't know what I was feeling, but I dug out a few older WIPs. Thought I've got quite a bit that I want to get done and on display and stuff. So the first one I dug out from the back of the cross stitch cupboard was my Rhino cross stitch. It's a kit, it's by Anchor, and it is basically called Rhinos. So that is the picture of the finished article. I absolutely love Rhinos. A few years ago, Will bought me a zookeeper for a day experience at Chester Zoo, which is one of my favourite places in the whole world. And you got to pick which area you worked in. And Will just, well, he was like, she likes all the animals, I'll randomly pick one, and he randomly picked rhinos. And from that day on, I have been obsessed with rhinos. They are the most adorable creatures. They are lovely. They are lovely. I had the best day with them. So now I love rhinos. And I bought this last year at the beginning of lockdown, I think, when I was starting to get back into my stitching. And I bought this along with a puffin pattern, which is done and hung up in my bathroom. Maybe I'll show it one day. So this is where we are at with this. Let's see, okay. So as you can see, we've got the baby rhino done, and we're starting on Mama Rhino. And I had the outline of her done, but I've done a bit more filling in of her face there. So that will all be full crosses. The rhinos, the water, and a little bit of background is all full crosses, and then the trees and the mountains in the background are all half stitches. So it should go up pretty quickly. But yeah, I just had the urge to want to stitch on it. It's done on a 14 count white Ada. If I knew then what I knew now, I would probably have changed the fabric up, done it on a small count, and picked something maybe like a sky blue, like a light blue to do for the background. But hey, we live and learn, don't we, with our craft. So that's that one. An oldie but a goodie. It's also got marks, hoop marks on it and stuff, so it will need a wash when it's done. So next we have, I dug out New Normal by Longdog Samplers. That is what it will look like when it is finished. It's a big one, 250 by 276. We're nowhere near that yet. I'm doing it on a sage green 18 count Ada. I think it's Wygart. I cannot remember for the life of me where I bought it. And I'm doing it in Jodrell Designs hand dyed thread in peacock feather. So I had a page finish on this. Apologies for the hoop marks. Yeah, we had a page finish. So I've got the back end of a horse done in that bubble. That stitched up surprisingly quicker than I thought it was going to once I got a rhythm. The last time I think I showed this, I had the top of this bubble and I've finished all that, and I've started on page 2, and then that is the length of page 2, and we've done a little butterfly motif, and then this, which I think is like a fern, like a leaf, and then that attaches to another bubble. But I put this down and I come back to it, and then I always have doubts about the thread that I've picked and the fabric colour, that you can't really see what's going on. But then I think I carry on stitching. Like, I've come this far, I need to carry on, I can't stop. But then I think I'm really close up to the fabric and it's all a bit of a blur to me. But then when I step back and I look at it from a distance, I think it looks amazing. I love it. I love it. And the page finish it felt like a mini finish, so kind of a finish. And then I started page 2 and did the top border there for that. So that's that. So that's WIP number 2. Yeah, I love Longdog samplers. They're definitely a commitment and not something you can just stitch up dead quick, but they are fun, and I love the motifs in this one. There's so many different ones, and all the different animals in it. I love it. Of all the Longdogs I've seen, I really like that one. Obviously, or I wouldn't be stitching it. That's a bit of a silly thing to say. My next WIP, Bilbo Baggins, has been out again. Artwork is by Powell, and this is from Heaven and Earth Designs. There he is in all his glory. Another bigger, 227 by 325 high. Not done much on this, to be honest, since the last time I saw you all. I'm still on the first page, but I'm working more on the hair and getting that done. There's a lot of black. It's made up of 3 colours mainly. Black, 3371, and another light grey colour. So yeah, that is where we are with him. He is done on a 20 count Zweigart Ada. I'm using CXC threads for this one, and they are 1/1. My Hobbit needle minder, that is from Needles Say More on Etsy. And all the fabric and the threads I got for this from Cross and Crafts on Facebook. Here they are. Okay, it does look quite good on here actually. You can see his ear. I think I'll be glad when I've got this section of his hair done. It can be a bit, if you just want boring stitching just filling in, then this is the project to go to, I think, because there's a lot of black on that. So yeah, I picked this one up as well. I think I've just needed a bit of variety rather than being a monogamous stitcher. But yeah, I got a good few hours on that one. Hopefully, maybe. I don't know, I won't have a page finishing away, that's not going to happen. But what have I seen that one? There is a quote from The Hobbit, and it popped up on my Facebook, and it's from the last film. I'm not sure if it is actually in the book, this quote, but it's I'm gonna get very nerdy now. It's at the end with Thorin, the dwarf king, and Bilbo, an interaction they have in the film, and he says, if more people valued home as much as gold, the world would be a merrier place. That's roundabout what he says, and in a much better, more profound way than I have just done. but I really like it and I like the sentiment behind it. If anyone knows of any patterns that have that included in it, please let me know. Or I might have a go at charting it myself and stitching it up to display with that piece once it is finished. Yeah, so that was a thought that went through my head when I saw this popped up on Facebook. You know, one of them random suggested for you type posts, and it was very apt for me. So yeah, if anyone knows, please put it in the comments below. Then my next one is Henry VIII and his wives from Cloud's Factory. Teeny tiny picture. So it's like a bit of a sampler type design with Henry and all these ladies. So again, I decided to get this out, not done anything on it for a while, and it's getting there. I could have a finish on this. This is where we are. So I think when I showed that, the last time I showed this was in my first video, and the only thing I have done on it is Jane Seymour. I stitched Jane Seymour, and this little motif here. So that is where we are at. I'm doing this on a 14 count Aida that I have tea and coffee dyed myself, and it is in the called for DMC, and I'm doing it 2/1 with the threads. So the next lady is Catherine. Oh my gosh, what's her surname? My God. Oh no, the next lady is Anne of Cleves. And there's quite a bit of metallic thread in her dress. There is also meant to be a crown here in this gap. Again, it's made up mostly of metallic thread. I'm not a massive fan, as a lot of people. I have been using my beeswax, which I found helps keep the thread under control a little bit better. But I'm kind of dreading having to stitch more or less a full dress in gold metallic thread. But I do love this piece. It was a gift from Faye at Fairy Floss, and in her last video she's been watching the Tudors, and she knows I love my history, and she gifted me this pattern, and it's lovely. I can't wait for it to be finished. I'm not sure how to finish it, whether I will frame it or, I don't know, make it into a cushion perhaps, or a wall hanging. I'm not sure. We're a bit off it yet, but I like to have a vague idea of how I'm going to finish something, like an end goal. But that is that. And then my next WIP, that yes, there is another one. This is my last one, and it is Frida, my Frida piece, Viva la Vida by Barbara Anna. That is her finished. I need to stitch. I don't need to stitch on it. I want to stitch on it in the month of April, because again, Michelle Bendy stitch it as declared April, Barbara Anna April, so I can stitch on this and hashtag it Barbara Anna April. So this is where we are with her. Bit of good progress from the last time I showed you. She is stitched on a 16 count Aida by Claire Brown Stitch. It is called Snow on Buff. She's done in the called for colours. It is, I'm doing 2/1. Yes, I am doing 2/1. I've just realised it is covered in cat and guinea pig hair. So there she is. Her face is appearing. Last time I don't think I had the eyes done, or her face. I didn't have the sun done. I've done all that. I've started a little flower here, and then we've done, like I say, her eyes and her earrings and her nose and mouth. have appeared. So it's nice to finally see her face. It is a bit of a slog just filling in the skin colour, but we will carry on. She's going to look so good when she's done. I absolutely love her. Barbara Anna's colour choices are just perfect. Can't wait till she is done. Okay, I think she's going to be a wall hanging because I have some pom-pom trim, pink pom-pom trim, that I think would look really good with that. So that is that. That is all my stitching. That is all the WIPs. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I've worked on 5 WIPs and my new start of Peruvian cats. That's 6 projects. That's not bad for me. That is good going. To say I've been at work and I've not like had, you know, any particular extra time off, I'm pretty impressed with myself there. Haul. One piece of haul. I got the Feminist cross stitch book by Stephanie Raw. She's known as StephXstitch on Instagram. I'm not sure if she has a flash tube. But yes, I bought this. I've been looking at it for a while. And sorry if you can hear the bin men are going past the house. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes, Feminist cross stitch. I was looking at this and I'd ummed and ahed about it for a while. I thought, I don't really need it. I'm not gonna get it. And then I follow her on Instagram, and she put up a story on her Instagram about a craft store in the US called Michael's, and apparently they had been stocking her book, but then she'd received an email from, I think, an employee of Michael's with a picture of this book with a sticker on the front of it saying to put it in the bin. And she later found out that every single Michael's store had been told to just put her books, the stock they had of her book, in the bin, because it does have a lot of swears. There's a lot of swears in this, but apparently it was that. And I was appalled. You don't throw books in the bin. You just don't. I mean, surely, I don't understand the ins and outs of their stock supply or whatever. But surely there is another way that they could have got rid of the stock if they no longer wanted to sell her book. Sell them off cheap, or, you know, see if they could send them back to the suppliers. You don't throw books away in the bin. So I was appalled at this, and I thought, no, I need to buy this book now. I need to support this woman. And I'm really glad that I did, because there's some really fun, sassy, snarky patterns in there. I mean, I'm sure quite a few people have seen this. It's been out quite a while now. But yeah, there is also just 40 bold and fierce patterns, and looking through it, it's real good. I won't do a flick through because, as I say, people have already seen it, but there is a particular one I came across that I like. I'm going to cover up the pattern here. So I like this one, the Deeds Not Words. So that is a famous quote from Emmeline Pankhurst, the suffragette. And as you all know from my last video, I'm on an inspirational woman, girl power kind of trip at the moment, and that, I thought, I like that. I want to stitch that. Now they have done it with sunflowers, which is apparently the symbol of suffrage in the US, which I like the little link between the UK and the US there, but I am going to change it. Now, the colours that the suffragettes in the UK are famous for are purple and green. Now, I've already got green there on the leaves. I'm going to convert the colours of the sunflowers to purple. I'm going to make them purple and stitch that. Not sure when, but that is my plan for that. But yeah, and there's also a really cool Rosie the Riveter pattern. Bear with. I can show you the full pages because it's not on there. So Rosie the Riveter, really like her. She's got a lot of colours in though, look at all them. But I quite like her as well. I'm wondering if she'd look quite good. I don't know how big she is actually. She might look quite good on my leopard print fabric. Fits a 9-inch hoop when stitched on 16 counted. Oh, she should fit. She should fit on my leopard print actually. Maybe that might look quite cool. I don't know. Anyway, so in support of her, I purchased it. And that was my only haul from the past 2 weeks. I have got some more Classic Colourworks ordered because it's payday coming. Also, exciting news, I will be doing some test stitching for my friend Faye. She sent me a design. It's really cute. I love it. I'm not saying any more because I don't want to spoil the surprise for when she reveals it and stuff. But yeah, so I'm going to be doing a test stitch. So that'll probably put everything else on the back burner because I want to get that started. And I want to spend my time on that to make sure it's perfect for her. So yeah, that is my plan to start that. I might try and do some FFOing. I've got a few projects that are finished that could do with a bit of attention and finally finishing, fully finished objects, FFOs. And that's about it really. That is it for today. So thank you very much for watching. Do all the YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe. Really appreciate it. I've had a few new followers, so welcome. I say at the end of my video. But anyway, so hope everyone has a good week. Everyone stay safe, keep well, and hopefully I'll be back next week. Okay, so thank you very much and bye for now.